Renovo community. This is Kelly Calabrese, and I am so excited to be here today with Amy Weiland. Amy, thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so Amy, you're the owner of Cedar Creek Gypsy Horse. You have been breeding for 12 years. That's amazing. And I know you got your first stallion from the UK, and
Yep.
you are really committed to educating people on this breed. So thank you for doing that.
That's a
First of
great
all,
breed. Yeah.
it is amazing. Yeah. So for those who don't know, tell us a little bit about the Gypsy horse.
Gypsies, they're called Gypsy Vanners or Gypsy Cobs, depending on the region. They're from Europe. They're just a great horse. They look very drafty, but they're between anywhere from 13 two hands to 15 three hands. Super versatile. Amazing temperament where you can do dressage, you can do therapy riding. You know, the biggest draw for me was their temperament. I mean, yes, they're beautiful. That's, you know, who doesn't want to have a little bit of flash and chrome, right? I mean, you know, but the temperament and the size. And what I love is I have a husband who rides, and he you know, this horse isn't too big for him to get on and be scared, but it can hold an adult man easily at 14 hands. So I just think they're cool. They're very playful, and you can trust them with your kids. I just love the breed.
Wow. Well, you are doing great things for the community. You have built this entire following around what you're doing. And I know even your horses have their own fan club. So we wanted to talk today about Mariah and how you got connected to Renovo.
So about 4 months ago, I went to feed Mariah, and she got up, or she tried to get up and couldn't, fell over. We're like, okay, is this an abscess? I mean, it was very sudden. And we did thousands of dollars of tests, lots of medication, couldn't figure it out. She has a condition called CPL, Chronic Progressive Lymphoma. They get sores on their legs and have drainage problems with their lymphatic system. So everyone thought it might be related to that because that's very prevalent in the Gypsy and all draft breeds. And so it got more and more dire. And we eventually got to a point where we had to take her to the hospital, and for 2 to 3 weeks and try and save her. They focused in on the CPL. They put her on a lot of medicine. And we really thought we had maybe a few months left. So I went to get her. She can't put her heel down on her back left leg at all. Just couldn't. So she just fall over unless you have a special shoe on her to make up that gap. And even then she was in so much pain that if we tried to drop her off of her 5 or 6 different medicines she's on, she'd lay down all day. So we brought her home pretty much to die. We wanted some time with her, wanted her to see, we had to take her away from her baby early to try and save her. And I ran into Dora Ferris, Dr. Dora Ferris. She's like, I'd really like to try this product called Renovo. I'm like, I've never heard of it. She's like, it's really outside the box because we know that the CPL is tied into whatever's happening because these big, huge sores are infected.
Right.
So I said, well, I'll do anything. I mean, I'm desperate. What do we have to lose? I'm probably going to put her down in a couple weeks. And so she came and took the Renovo and injected it sub-Q. And these sores that had been there her whole, probably last 6 years, they were so infected that it was poisoning her. In 3 days, they were gone. Wow. They've been there her whole life. They were gone. It's incredible. I mean, it's incredible. So because of that, it broke down the scar tissue. So for the first time, we were able to look at her tendon sheath and see if it was more of a problem. Well, because of the CPL being so infected, it infected her tendon sheath. And that's why she can't put her foot down.
Wow.
Okay. Well, that's really hard to heal or come back from. So we used Renovo again because it's so versatile. Mm-hmm. So we did a regional limb perfusion. That was a couple weeks ago. She's now off of all of her meds except for a very minor dose of Banamine. We took her off steroids. We took her off gabapentin. We took her off The heavy antibiotics, we took her off of everything except for the little bit of anti-inflammatory. Not only that, but because it's healing the tendon, her shoe is down. We're taking it down again tomorrow. It's down 2 inches now. We're going to be able to make her leg normal again.
Wow.
So there's 2 things Renovo's done. It healed her tendon, but it's also, for the first time, there's now a weapon against CPL. It's not curing it, and maybe one day it will. We're messing with that. Who knows? I mean, you never say never, but right now we're using it as a weapon against CPL, the sores and the inflammation. And for the first time out of everything I've ever tried, we are successfully combating it.
Wow.
So
What a little shout out to Dr. Ferris, because I know for some of these vets, it is new for them. And so there is a little bit of skepticism, even though the research is there, even though we're seeing great results. And we can understand that, but just want to commend her on her bravery for saying, you know what, let's do this. And for you, for being able to say, we kind of ran out of options. We ran out of everything. And we want people, because of this story, to start to think of Renovo first instead of having to go through all that you and Mariah and everyone went through to make these kind of decisions. And so thank you, and thank Dr. Ferris for just being brave enough to try it.
Well, desperation can find hope. You can find miracles when you get desperate enough, and that's why I've chosen to I don't ever endorse products, even with how big our following is, and I've chosen to with this because it works. And I really want to educate people. Where we had her, they didn't want to try the Renovo. And it makes me very panicky to think of what would have happened had I just listened to that and said no to the Renovo. Mariah would be gone. We would have put her down now. And now we're not looking at months, we're looking at years. Yeah. I mean, it's a big deal. So it's a really big deal.
It is. We get to hear these testimonials, and we still get excited for every single one. And especially Mariah, she is beautiful, and we believe it's going to be able to help the whole breed. So since the first 2 injections, you now have had the doctor back. Tell us about what's going on now.
Doctor's actually here right now. Most horses that have CPL have it in all their legs. So that disease from the wounds and the lack of lymphatic drainage, how can that not disease the other tendons? How can that not break down their legs? So we're treating all her other legs now so we can get it all under control. So we're very excited about that. We don't expect it to be any different result than the one leg we've done. They'll heal up. This will also make care so much easier if you want to show, because we have to clip these feathers to treat them with product. But if you have a Gypsy that you want to show, and you do this injection, the sores are up, well, you're not having to clip to maintain. I mean, during the winter months, I still would, but for show season, you won't have to keep clipped. You can do this, know the sores are gone, so you're not treating them. So we're in some new area today. Her front legs have much more substantial scarring, so some of the feather has never even grown back. So we want to see, can that actually even rebuild where all that scar tissue is, which we think it can, because it broke apart the horrible scar tissue in the back.
Yeah, I will tell you from an experience with my daughter, she had a horse who had a shoulder injury. She got caught up on a gate and tore that shoulder open. We got the horse 3 years later, injected Renovo, and all that hair grew back in over the scar that was big and dark. This is a Palomino light color horse. All the hair grew through a 3-year-old, pretty nasty scar. So we are seeing that kind of stuff. So take pictures for us. We want to see.
We're taking a lot of pictures. So because it's the Gypsy community has been, the whole draft community has been hounded by this for a very long time. And I'm very adamant. When I first started it, I kept telling people, wait and see. I don't have any problem putting my name behind the fact that it is now a tool you should have in your tool chest when it gets this bad, because it is working for the source. Can it cure it? I have no answer for that. That's big leap to take, but is it making her quality of life better? Yes. She's not chewing at her legs night and day. I'm not having to wrap her legs. I'm not having to put medicine on her legs. So the things we'll find out, the things to look for is, how long does it keep it at bay? You know, is it a yearly thing, a bi-yearly thing, or after so much does it not come back, like the sores and the, so there's a lot of unknown, but Mariah wouldn't be here without Renovo. She just flat out would not. She would have been put down a month plus ago, and now she's out running, giving us all a hard time.
Well, we love that. We are so thrilled for Mariah, and she is beautiful. I mean, we love to see her pictures and her videos. So we want people to be following you at Cedar Creek Gypsy Horse for sure. And we want to tell the viewers, go to renovoequine.com. The research is there. Check it out. We say ask your vet about Renovo. If your vet does not know about Renovo, then have them go to renovoequine.com. Check out the research. We're doing more research. There's several going on now at different universities. So we're going to continue because we're seeing such great things in the field. And of course, we never want to make any claims. We always have the research behind it. But, you know, a testimonial like yours, my goodness, it just excites us. And so I'm going to kind of throw it back to you. Any last words that you want to say to our listeners and audience?
With, as far as the vet thing with the Renovo, if it is something you believe in, I think you should push for it. I mean, really have your vet email it to your vet, print out the thing and hand it to your vet, because I had a vet that was not interested at all, went and looked and said no. If I'd taken that no for an answer, Raya wouldn't have been here. Dr. Ferris believed in the product, and I did some research, and even I was like, well, I mean, how big of a difference could it make? I literally watched the sores disappear in 3 days. They were huge. They were bloody. They were the size bigger than quarters. They were full of fluid. It's just, it's very life-changing, and I'm not trying to sound dramatic, but for Mariah, it was life-changing. She has a life now. So and it has an antibiotic property to it, I believe, as well, that I found very helpful with the disease in her tendon. So there's a lot of, really do your research, really read about it, because there's so many different aspects to it that, you know, it took me a minute to go through what all it does.
Yeah, it is so exciting to see that, to hear your testimonial. We are just thrilled and excited for you, for Mariah, for all the horses that you're breeding, for the entire Gypsy and draft community, and really all the equine community. It's just exciting to see. So we are totally here to help. And, you know, back at the office at corporate, they're there to answer your questions, but your vet is really the first place for you to start, for anyone listening, anyone you share this with. So
Yeah.
we so appreciate your time. We know you have the doctor there right now.
We do. We have another horse that decided to be weird, so I'm going to head down and make sure that he's doing good.
Well, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And we're going to come back, if that's okay with you, and check up on Mariah and the progress in a couple weeks.
And maybe show a little bit better weather, show Mariah maybe next time, and show people where we're at.
She's so beautiful. Yeah, we would love that. Thank you so much, Amy.
All right. Thank you.